Okay, so
we were listening to High School Musical 2 and 3, and we were discussing it.
We were just...
the movies.
Yes, so we were just thinking specifically about Troy Bolton's recruitment process and his signing process with Cal Berkeley, and we noticed a lot of blatant NCAA violations that we just remembered, and we wanted to just talk about those.
Especially in High School Musical 2. So to set the scene, it's like the summer before their senior year of high school. So at this point, Troy would have been actively recruited, but probably since like his sophomore season.
He was like, because he was competing at U of
captain.
A, which was like University of Albuquerque.
So
I don't know what that was like.
Being recruited by University of Albuquerque,
which was his dream school since he was a kid. So I feel like it's supposed to be similar to
his
like
dad's dream school too.
Yeah,
so it's like one of those moments.
Like,
you know, like no, Dad, it was your dream.
Right.
But so in High School Musical 2, he gets a summer job like many high school students do that can like drive and like not have like a workplace violation like at Chipotle.
What are you talking about?
They just got like fined like millions of dollars for like child labor laws.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah, no, they didn't have that at Lava Springs, but
so we don't know that.
Well, that's
you
true.
probably kept it on the wraps.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Sharpay, if you've never seen the movie, is the villain of the movie, even though she's just like a hardworking gal that likes to sing and act. So she's just really trying to progress in her field and be the best that she could be.
Much like all of us.
But she really liked Troy, mostly because he was the most popular guy in school, and he was like a singer, an actor, and like played basketball.
Like a new singer and actor, though. Like that was like a recent
it was just like recently found out that
like for the Winter Musical.
She was like, okay, hire Troy basically to come work at this like country club that I'm a part of, so maybe he'll like fall in love with me and like realize that we have like the same kind of drive and goals in life, I guess.
So so he gets hired there, and she has some connection with Lava Springs, the country club. I think her dad owns
I think they own it. Yeah.
And this is where this gets a little bit like, I don't think this is compliant with NCAA regulations. So they somehow have connections with the University of Albuquerque Redhawks.
I think maybe her dad's an alumni.
Yeah.
Or like
he's clearly a booster though, because he has connections. And so then all of a sudden, sorry about that, because he like has all those connections and she wants Troy to like him, he gets into these practices. He's like practicing with the University of Albuquerque. They give him a jacket, which I don't think that's allowed.
That's too heavy.
He's like going to their practices. He's playing golf with them. Like, it just doesn't, something about it just feels, and then her dad, who's clearly a booster because he has these connections, is buying him leather shoes, getting him this job where he gets, like, tips so he makes extra money.
He, like, works as a caddy, so, like, he gets tips by, like, whoever's back he holds, and he's the caddy for Sharpay's dad. He's, like, the booster guy.
Yeah, so that...
It's just, like, a way to, like, get money directly from him, but I guess saying it's a job.
Right, which... That's not.
It's like a little sketch.
Yeah, like you can see things being vacated in the future for University of Albuquerque. So he gets all those connections with the University of Albuquerque, presumably gets an offer, because then in High School Musical 3, he's making his decision. Do you want to set the scene here?
In High School Musical 3. Okay, so this is also like really weird because it's kind of late. They start building, like the senior class start like making a musical. It's like the senior year or whatever it's called, and like they basically just make a musical about like their last year at high school. And so like his teacher puts out an application for him to go to Juilliard
on like a singing and dancing scholarship.
Yeah,
which
is weird. I don't know how she got that information from him and like applied to Juilliard for him because he didn't do it. So that's just kind of weird in general, and I never understood that.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't either.
Especially because like when you apply to college, you have to know like your social security number and I
don't know how that affects his recruitment process, but that just feels a little weird. I get like you can apply to other schools, so I guess that's okay. But he gets offered a full ride to Juilliard, which also
potentially, depending on like his performance in the musical, which there were like people from Juilliard that were coming to see it.
But then like he does end up getting the full ride, right? They announce it at graduation.
They give it to
Him and Sharpay.
They give it to Kelsey and Ryan.
Oh, okay.
But like one was for composing and one was for dance.
Okay. But so the thing is, his girlfriend Gabriella enrolls a semester early at Stanford, which
is weird.
We don't know how she did she graduate high school. She hadn't graduated high school early because she comes back for graduation, so I don't know how she was completing her high school credits. But she's at Stanford, and they live in New Mexico, right? Yeah, they live
Albuquerque.
Yeah, they live in Albuquerque. So somehow she goes all the way to California, but then he drives to see her for prom and like realizes like I don't want to do distance, and obviously University of Albuquerque is far from Stanford. So on graduation day, so this is probably what, May, June?
Probably like June. Because if like she already had started enrolling in classes, like most like spring summer ones start in like June.
Yeah, and
like she probably would have missed the spring ones, which are like May.
Right.
So I think June.
He announces at graduation that he's gonna play basketball at Cal Berkeley because he wants to be able to sing and play basketball. But at that point, National Signing Day was like a while ago. So I don't know how like. Did he not sign with the Redhawks? Like, was he just gonna walk on? Because also part of the reason he got a job was because he's worried about paying for college, but he
was being actively recruited and offered a full ride to Albuquerque, he wouldn't have to worry about. I mean, maybe if he wanted like extra money on the side, but like if you're getting a full ride, like most stuff is paid for.
Well, and not only that, but you can't really like you're limited because of the NCAA of how much money you can take when you're getting that athletic scholarship.
Exactly.
So, like, I just don't know what happened that he, like, knew maybe he had been recruited by Cal, but, like...
He did say he got offers from other schools and then he was listening, but you never hear what schools. And like Hannah said, he never committed to any place, and it was well past, like, signing day.
Yeah, and, like, it just all seems, like, kind of fishy, like... he said he had offers from schools and he was listening, but... Like, I assume that he means scholarship offers, not just, like, preferred walk-on offers.
Maybe you'd have to be a preferred walk-on if you're doing, like, music theater.
That's...
Because, like, that...
Yeah, like, was he... I don't know if
Have you ever
Cal
seen
has, like,
a basketball player that's like, I'm going to major in singing?
Apparently we had a tight end who was. That's just what one of my coworkers told me. He's like,
cool.
The tight end always comes in and sings.
Oh.
But I don't know if it was. Anyway.
Break the status quo.
Anyway, I just think that NCAA really needs to start looking into the recruiting processes at University of Albuquerque and Cal Berkeley. The fictional University of Albuquerque.
And that the producers of High School Musical should have looked further into the recruiting process of like actual high school basketball players, because they did it wrong.
I don't know what Troy ultimately ended up doing at Berkeley, but I think if there were any significant wins on the table, we need to explore vacating those wins.
Yeah.
And his reputation has been tarnished, at least in my eyes. Alright. Thanks for listening.